Well, good evening, good evening. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, I wanted to get on here and do a double header of reviews. Gonna be giving my review of Stardom Gold Rush 2023, and then I'm gonna give my review on AEW Full Gear. So, got quite a lot to discuss. And I definitely have a lot of mixed feelings. Definitely a lot of mixed feelings. So, we're going to get into it. We're definitely going to get into it. We're going to start with Stardom Gold Rush 2023 and then AEW Full Gear. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So just to recap, Stardom Gold Rush 2023 was November 18th at the Edion Arena in Osaka, Japan. We had 8 total matches, and it included a few title matches as well as the Moneyball tournament. You know, just a small little tournament that they did. But let's go ahead and get into it with the first match. Here, let me get the graphics ready. Alright, let's get started. Okay, for the first match, had a little battle royal. Of course, with this battle royal, competitors enter in every minute or so. You can eliminate your opponents via pinfall, submission, or toss them over the top rope, feet touch at the bottom. We had 7 ladies for this battle royal. We had Yuna Mizumori, Mina Shirakawa, Maika, Billiken, Megan Bayne, Miyu Amasaki, and Lady C. So those were your 7 competitors. And like I said, this was pretty much the pre-show match. But, I mean, it was a pretty straightforward, simple battle royal. And also, shout out to Utami Hayashishita of Queen's Quest, who was on special guest commentary for this event. I mean, not really a whole lot special in this match, to be honest with you. It was every woman for himself. Got to see some funny moments with Mina Shirakawa, just doing the chest shake. Some moments where Maika and Megan Bayne went against each other and then teamed up for a bit. Same thing with Lady C and Miyu Amasaki. That sort of thing. So, aside from that, nothing really special throughout this match. But I'm gonna go over the order of appearance and then the order of eliminations. So we started off with Lady C and Maika first. So we started off with those 2 first. Then Megan Bayne. Then Mina Shirakawa. Then Yuna Mizumori. Then Miyu Amasaki. And then Billiken was the last one to appear for this match. And as far as the eliminations, Maika and Megan Bayne eliminated Yuna Mizumori and Lady C pretty much at the same time. They both hit them with sliding lariats, and then they pinned both of them at the same time. So Lady C and Yuna Mizumori were the first 2 eliminated. Then Megan Bayne eliminated Mina Shirakawa, tossing her over the top rope. And then both Miyu Amasaki and Billiken were able to eliminate both Maika and Megan Bayne over the top rope, as Maika and Megan Bayne were pretty much on the apron trying to get rid of each other. So the final 2 came down to Miyu Amasaki and Billiken. And Billiken was able to seal the deal, pinning Miyu Amasaki with an O'Connor roll for the 1-2-3. And Billiken Death is the winner of this Battle Royal. It's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, I shouldn't really be surprised because, I mean, an appearance by Billiken Death is usually a one-off, and it's typically during a Battle Royal, which she has won before. So I guess really can't be too surprised. It's just kind of lame that she ended up winning. I was hoping that maybe Megan Bayne would end up winning it, because I believe she has yet to win one with the few that she's been in. So that's the only thing that with that. But like I said, it really wasn't anything special. You know, this isn't going to lead to anything. So it was just a pre-show Battle Royal. Nothing more than that. Okay. Now we kick off the main card. First, with the Moneyball first round tournament matches. So let's get started with the first one. Alrighty. First one was stars of Iida, Hanan, and Hazuki taking on HANAKO and God's Eyes, Sohrei, and Konami. Now, I know this was originally supposed to be Miyu Iwatani representing stars, but she's out injured with the dislocated pinky. And it was originally supposed to be Saki Kashima instead of HANAKO, but she's out with an injury. So HANAKO and Hazuki were actually, HANAKO and Hazuki were the replacements. Overall, this match was pretty decent. Definitely back and forth. But I figured Stars was going to pull it off at the end. HANAKO did a little something. Of course, just coming off a really, really tough loss to Rena at Stardom New Blood West for the future Stardom Championship. But, she did work pretty well with Konami and Sohrei in this match. But definitely not shocked that Stars picked up the victory for this match. Hanan pinned HANAKO with the 17 for the 1-2-3. And Stars advances to the finals, to the Moneyball tournament finals, which was the main event of the show. But pretty good match. Nice win for Stars. Okay, now let's get into the other first round tournament match. All right. For this match, we had Donna Del Mundo versus Oedo Tai. That's right. So for Donna Del Mundo, we had the Bari Bombers. Of course, they are currently the Artists of Stardom Trios champions. That's Thekla, Giulia, and Mai Sakurai taking on Oedo Tai's Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, and Ruaka. This was a pretty decent match. I definitely feel like these are two teams going at it that have really great chemistry. And, it was definitely good to see this match be pretty back and forth for the most part. I mean, when you look at it on paper, these are, two pretty strong trios. But Mai Sakurai, which I was kind of surprised she ended up getting the pin for the team. Mai Sakurai was able to roll up Ruaka with the Mai Pan roll and pin her for the 1-2-3. And Donna Del Mundo, the Bari Bombers, advanced to the finals of the Moneyball tournament. So we know what the finals matchup is now. Stars versus the Bari Bari Bombers of Donna Del Mundo. So, overall, pretty decent first round matches. But I figured this was going to be the setup. Although I wouldn't have been mad if Oedo Tai won, but I think you got to go with the stronger team in the Bari Bari Bombers. With this trio a lot more established, if you ask me, compared to the two. But that's just me. I feel like it's arguable. Okay. So finals are set. Okay. Now let's get into some of the title matches. So there were a few. There were only a few. Only 2 title matches, so not really much. But let's get going with our first title match. Okay, I have to say, I really enjoyed the mess out of this match. Really enjoyed the mess out of this match. We had the High Speed Championship on the line as Seira, the champion, making her very first defense of the title since defeating Saki Kashima for it. She defends against Momoka Hanazono. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Momoka Hanazono is not a Stardom talent, but I have to say, this was actually a pretty exciting first defense for Seira. I really do believe that. And this match definitely delivered. There wasn't quite as much comedy as I thought there would be, which is okay. There was a little bit. But I think this match really not only showcased Seira as the reason why she's high-speed champion, because she's a high-speed freak of nature in a good way. But you can't deny Momoka Hanazono wrestling the high-speed style. She fits it very well. And we have to remember, this isn't the first time she has had a shot at the high-speed championship. We got to keep that in mind. This isn't her first title shot. So, definitely showed that she could not only hang with Azumi, but can hang with Seira. And this match was excellent. This was an excellent high-speed match between these two, and it just went back and forth. I mean, both trading strikes, trading pin attempts, and just high speed from start to finish. And I have to say, Momoka Hanazono was a really good first challenge for Seira. But Seira was able to get the victory, pinning Momoka Hanazono with kind of a jackknife sunset flip pin for the 1-2-3. And Seira, successful first defense of the High Speed Championship. So congratulations to her. And I know that Momoka Hanazono kept smacking Rasi Ogawa with her flower. But that was a great, solid high-speed match. Really, really great challenge for Seira's first defense, and it was a success. So, great high-speed match. Definitely enjoyed it from start to finish. Okay. Let's go into our next match, which was good on paper, but very interesting outcome. Check it out. We had ourselves a three-way match, a triple threat showdown. We had Suzu Suzuki versus Azumi versus the returning Starlight Kid. So great to see Starlight Kid back in action. Slowly but surely, we're seeing more of the ladies return from injury, just little by little. But great to see Starlight Kid back, and she definitely didn't miss a beat. She definitely had the extended entrance, which is understandable since she's returning from injury. But she definitely did not miss a beat. I mean, she was hitting some of everything, the high flying stuff, just the aggressiveness. still brings the charisma. So definitely Starlight Kid looked like she didn't miss a beat. But having challengers Azumi and Suzu Suzuki in there definitely did not make things easy for her. And all three of these ladies, definitely excellent in the ring, very charismatic. And, you know, Starlight Kid, Azumi, former high-speed champions. And, you know, Suzu Suzuki has really been tearing it up since arriving in Stardom and really just getting more underway ever since she officially signed with Stardom and made this her home. But a pretty decent showcase of all three of these ladies in this match. But I have to say, I was kind of surprised at the outcome, as Azumi was able to defeat, and she ended up pinning Starlight Kid in her return match. She pinned Starlight Kid. She hit her with a Canadian Destroyer and then pinned her with the Azumi Sushi for the 1-2-3. And yeah, Azumi is your winner in this three-way match. I did not think Starlight Kid would get pinned in her return. I was kind of shocked. I was really, really shocked. Afterwards, Azumi got on the mic and called out and challenged Giulia for a shot at the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. So, Azumi calling her shot. So, pretty interesting. Okay, let's move on to our next match. And I have to say, this match was quite interesting. Check it out. All right, we have ourselves another UWF rules match, which is right down Shuri's lane. We had Shuri of God's Eye taking on the Scandinavian Hurricane, making her Stardom debut, Alice Inc. Now, I have to say, Alice Inc. came out on fire, really taking it to Shuri, like I kind of predicted. I had a feeling that this was going to go down like that. I really did, because you have to make Alice Inc. look strong coming into this match. I mean, especially making her Stardom debut. Definitely had to make it challenging. And as a matter of fact, not only did it make it challenging for Shuri, they legit made Alice Inc. a threat. As a matter of fact, it was so much of making her a threat that she literally made Shuri go down all the way to 2 points. That's right. So UWF rules is a point system. So the way it works, there's a couple of ways you can win. You can win either by submission, by knockout, or by your opponent using up their points, which they lose points via rope breaks, via getting up from knockdowns. Those are the 2 ways that they lose points. Both start off with 5. So you can win by submission, knockout, or expunge the opponent's points from 5 to 0. Now, starting off, this was the order of how things went down. Alice Inc. knocks down Shuri with kind of a jumping, spinning roundhouse kick. And of course, she got back up before the count of 10. Therefore, Shuri went from 5 to 4 points. And then Alice Inc. knocks her down again with a Shining Wizard. She gets up before the count of 10. Shuri now down to 3 points. And then even got her caught in a submission, which was kind of like a grounded hammerlock / kind of Kimura. Shuri was able to get the rope break, but rope break equals a decrease in points. Shuri down to 2. So Shuri lost 3 straight points in this match first, before Alyssa Inc. even lost 1 point. So, right then and there, you could tell the Scandinavian Hurricane was a threat in this match. But, eventually, Shuri hung in there and she was able to get back on track. She was able to trap Alyssa Inc. in a submission. She had to use a rope break. Therefore, Scandinavian Hurricane is down to 4 points. So at that time, it was 4-2. But Shuri was able to eventually maintain the upper hand and pretty much went for the death blow. Couple of kicks to Alyssa Inc. to drop her down, and then one final buzzsaw kick to the head for the knockout. As the referee was counting, she wasn't responding, therefore the ref went ahead and deemed it a knockout, and therefore Shuri wins this UWF Rules match via knockout from the buzzsaw kick. So even though she was low on points, you can get that knockout or submission, you still win the match. And a great sign of sportsmanship between the two ladies. Of course, they showed great sportsmanship at the beginning of the match as well. So, but yeah, great debut in Stardom for the Scandinavian Hurricane, Alyssa Inc. Great debut. I thought she did good. Will this be the last time we see her in Stardom? Remains to be seen, but hey, I wouldn't mind her coming back for another match. Why not? Why not? Well, Shuri got back on the mic, and I'm pretty sure she's awaiting more challengers. Who else is going to challenge her to a UWF Rules match? Guess we'll have to wait and see. But great match. Great match. Shuri picking up the victory. Okay, next up, I have to say, was definitely the match of the card and potentially a match of the year candidate. Check this out, y'all. Okay, for the last title match for this card, we had the Wonder of Stardom Championship on the line. As the champion, God's Eyes Mirai takes on Cosmic Angels Seira. Now, I have to say, kind of been a nice little rivalry going on between these two ladies. This has actually been really good. This has been really good. And I have to say, both these ladies tore each other apart. This match was back and forth. I mean, lots of chops between these two ladies, lots of counterattacks, and just, I mean, both these ladies were tearing each other up. This would definitely be a main event worthy match. I definitely have to say so. I know this show was specially themed for the Moneyball tournament, but this was definitely a main event worthy match for sure. Definitely for sure. And these ladies were just destroying each other throughout the whole match. I mean, some big nasty lariats from Mirai. And just Seira just kept coming back. And when it was all said and done, the match ended in a time limit draw. That's right. Time limit draw between Seira and Mirai. But even still, Mirai continues to, or she keeps the title, even on a time limit draw. So, phenomenal match between both ladies, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna run this back at some point. Maybe at the end of the year, I don't know, but I definitely believe they're gonna run this one back at some point. But excellent match between these two ladies. Very hard-hitting, very entertaining from start to finish. And then the main event of Stardom Gold Rush 2023. So the finals came down to the two trios right here in front. We had Stars, Iida, Hazuki, and Hanan versus the Bari Bombers of Donna Del Mundo, Thekla, Giulia, and Mai Sakurai. Now, this one was for all of the marbles. Now, they definitely did, they added a couple of things to this match compared to when they did this last year. So, instead of a big ball of coins and money, they did a treasure chest this time. Did a treasure chest. Had it suspended on a chain that is suspended high above. So, there were 4 boxes, 4 mini boxes that you had to pull the cord to. And one of the boxes has the key to the treasure chest. So the first thing you had to do before you can even try to get the treasure chest down is you had to get the key. You have to get the key first. There's 2 buttons. One button to raise the chest, one button to lower the chest, which, you know, you can definitely use that for strategy, especially if you see the opponents, you know, climb the ladder to try to get the chest. You can hit that red button to raise it to make it hard for them. So there was a red button to raise, blue button to lower. So the 4 boxes, so one of them had the key, one had a couple of dollar bills, one box had a bunch of dust or flour or whatever that was, and then the other box had, like, I don't know what those brown things were. I don't know if they were like some sort of like shells or whatnot. I have no idea what the heck those brown things were. They look kind of spiky or spiny. If somebody has any idea what those things were, let me know, because I had no idea what those brown things were. But this match was pretty entertaining. Definitely got off to a hot start. When it came down to it, I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe it was Hazuki that ended up pulling the box that had the key. Or no. She pulled the box, I think, that had the powder. But I don't remember exactly who pulled the box that had the key. I think it was Mai Sakurai. I think. But pretty much you have to get the key in order to get the chest. Anyway, and of course they had like some ladders and stuff like that. And I know both buttons were used throughout the match. And, you know, it takes some strategy. Especially have to be sure to make an opening. You know, fight to make an opening where your teammates can get the chest. Because as soon as you grab the chest and take it off the hook, you win. That's all you have to do. You just have to make sure you have the key. You have to have the key. That's the main thing. And when it was all said and done, I believe it came down to Thekla and Hazuki on the ladder fighting to get the chest or to get the key. There was a couple of exchanges, and even to the point where Thekla was knocked on the ladder, and then she kind of bridged up like a spider. I mean, after all, she's the toxic spider. And was able to knock down Hazuki, and pretty much got to the point where it was just her on the ladder. They were able to lower the chest, and she was able to, with the key, take down the treasure chest. And, oh my goodness, where are my manners? I am so sorry. There was a key detail. See what I did there? There was a key detail that I forgot to mention. The Bari Bombers actually put the Artists of Stardom Trios Championships on the line as well for this match. I am so sorry I forgot to mention that detail. But yes, before the match started, they announced that they would be willing to put the trios belts on the line. So this was not only for the Moneyball, but this was also titles on the line. But with that being said, Thekla was the one to get the chest down and secure the victory / title defense for the Bari Bombers. So not only are Thekla, Giulia, and Mai Sakurai still your Artist of Stardom Trios champions, but they are the winner of this year's Stardom Gold Rush Moneyball tournament. So congratulations to them. Great finish for them. And then it was said that, Giulia got on the mic and she ended up accepting Azumi's challenge. So at some point we're going to get Giulia versus Azumi for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. But we weren't done there, as Thekla got on the mic as well, and she called out high-speed champion Seira and challenged her for a title shot. Now, this won't be the first time that Thekla has a shot at the high-speed championship. She's had a title shot before, but it looks like we know who Seira's second challenger is. The Toxic Spider, Thekla. And I think that'll be another great challenge for her. She already was able to successfully defend against Momoka Hanazono, but I think Thekla will be a really great challenge for Seira. So yeah, definitely looking forward to when those title matches happen. You know, Giulia versus Azumi for the Strong Women's Championship, Thekla versus Seira for the High Speed Championship. But overall pretty decent show. And they also announced the Stardom Awards will be at the Takadano Baba in January 20th and 21st. Going to be doing the Stardom Awards 2023. So definitely looking forward to that. And they are also doing a Stardom show in February 4th of 2024 at the Edion Arena in Osaka. So they'll be right back at that arena February 4th of 2024. So they announced both of those events. But yeah, overall, pretty good show for Stardom Gold Rush. I know they had to change the card quite a bit. And also, still no update or word on Tam Nakano. And like I said, Suzu Suzuki was supposed to have her World of Stardom Championship opportunity at this event, but it got canceled. So, as I said before, my thought is I'm thinking they're probably going to end up having it at Stardom Dream Queendom December 29th. But we'll see. Anyway, before we move on to AEW Full Gear review, here's a quick word on the sponsor for this video, Game Beauty. Check it out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Akideris, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heat Wave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves limited edition makeup collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. Alrighty. Time for the review of AEW Full Gear for the year 2023. So, we had AEW Full Gear take place November 18th. This was at the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. So the Kia Forum. We had 11 matches total, with 3 of them being pre-show matches. So we had 3 0-hour pre-show matches for this event. So let's go ahead and get started with our pre-show matches. So first up, we actually had the ROH World Championship on the line, as the champion, Eddie Kingston, defended against actually a former ROH World Champion in Jay Lethal. Overall, this was a pretty decent match. I mean, it wasn't without shenanigans, of course, with, Sanjay Dutt and Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett, and Satnam Singh. I mean, there was definitely shenanigans. But for the most part, this was a pretty decent match between Jay Lethal and Eddie Kingston. The turning point definitely came down to Ortiz showing up and ending up using the guitar on Sanjay Dutt to knock him out. And pretty much Eddie Kingston was able to finish off Jay Lethal with a back fist from the future, then pinned him for the 1-2-3. And Eddie Kingston, still your ROH World Champion, and it looks like him and Ortiz are cool. Looks like they're cool. But another successful defense for Eddie Kingston, who is also the NJPW Strong Openweight Champion as well. While Eddie Kingston's on my mind, it was also announced that he will also be in the Continental Classic. So that means right now we got the American Dragon Bryan Danielson, Andrade El Idolo. We got, oh my goodness. Who was the other one? Oh, man. I know we had another one. So we had Eddie Kingston. I'm trying to think who that other one was. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm having a brain fart. I'm having a really bad brain fart. Oh, man. It was Andrade. Oh, Mark Briscoe. I'm sorry. Mark Briscoe. So we had Bryan Danielson, Mark Briscoe, Andrade El Idolo, Eddie Kingston. So far are your Continental Classic competitors. There's supposed to be 12. Supposed to be 12 total. And tournament's supposed to start this coming Wednesday on Dynamite. But Eddie Kingston, quote unquote, raised the stakes, because going into this tournament, Eddie Kingston, each match that he has, he will put both the Ring of Honor World Championship and New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship on the line, each match. And the winner of this tournament, which will be crowned at World's End at the end of the year, will become the new Continental Classic Champion, or gets the Continental Championship, the AEW Continental Championship. So, pretty much, somebody is going to walk out at the end of this tournament a triple champion with this Continental Championship, ROH World Championship, and NJPW Strong Openweight Championship. And y'all wonder why I don't like double champions or double title matches. And this right here just made it worse. Because Eddie Kingston, for each of his tournament matches, he will defend both titles. 2 titles from 2 different promotions. And folks wonder why I hate double champions. This kind of stuff is no longer special, and it's no longer rare. It happens way too much. And it's really stupid that it's come down to this. Like, they're 2 separate championships of 2 separate promotions. Like, come on now. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? It's 2 separate championships of 2 separate promotions. Whatever. I think it's dumb. I think it's royally dumb. But whatever. It is what it is. Where was I? Oh yeah. Let me get this next graphic up. Alright, next pre-show match. We had a singles match. Buddy Matthews of the House of Black versus Claudio Castagnoli of the Blackpool Combat Club. Nothing crazy special for the most part. You know, I like both of these guys. Felt like they did good. You know, nice little clash representing their stables. But nothing too crazy special, I would say, of this match. But Claudio Castagnoli was able to pick up the submission victory, was able to submit Buddy Matthews with a sharpshooter. So, yeah, Claudio Castagnoli of Blackpool Combat Club picks up the victory, singles victory. But, you know, it was a decent match. It was a pretty decent match. Just nothing crazy special, especially with this being a pre-show match. So, all right. And then the final pre-show match came down to another set of titles on the line. Here we go. So we had the ROH World Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, MJF, and stepping in for Adam Cole was Samoa Joe, taking on the Guns of Bullet Club Gold, Austin and Colton Gunn. I really don't know why they're continuing to extend and play this up. I really don't. I really don't. Not to mention, MJF and Samoa Joe couldn't even get on the same page throughout most of this match anyways, because MJF didn't even need his help. I mean, Adam Cole came out. You know, it was kind of a distraction there, I guess. Samoa Joe ended up submitting Austin Gunn with the Coquina Clutch. And therefore, MJF is still able to hold on to the ROH World Tag Team Championships. Like, this is all really a mess. This is all a mess. They need to get those tag titles off of him and Cole and put them on a legit tag team. And then now, pretty much MJF is, promises a title shot for Samoa Joe, AEW World Championship. And then the Guns take down MJF, and then they jacked up his ankle, used a chair and all that sort of thing, jacked up his ankle and whatnot, to the point where he had to be stretchered off and loaded into an ambulance and taken away. Now, since we're already on the subject, might as well go ahead and talk about it. Tony Schiavone was about to deem that because MJF could not compete due to injury, that he was just going to crown Switchblade Jay White as AEW World Champion. But Adam Cole came out, stopped that, and declared that he would defend the title in place of MJF, even though Adam Cole isn't cleared to compete and is still in a boot from his ankle injury. It gets worse, but we'll get to it when we get to that point. But trust me, it gets worse. Let's go into this next match. Let me get the graphics up. Here we go. Next match. Alright, we had the Trios match. We had TNT Champion Christian Cage, who had a pretty good entrance. Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne taking on the face paint team of the Rated R Superstar Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting. And they had the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, in their corner for support. Match was alright. I thought the match was alright. Hyped up a face-off between Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, but of course Christian Cage kept trying to avoid him. So that really didn't surprise me. I know Nick Wayne and Darby Allin went at it a bunch. But overall, this was a pretty decent trios match. And even to the point where Ric Flair got involved, gave Christian a few chops, and then he ate a low blow and whatnot. But despite all that going down, Sting keeps his streak alive, and their team was able to pick up the victory via a combination of first a Stinger Splash, then a spear, and then a coffin drop, all on Luchasaurus. And Adam Copeland pins Luchasaurus for the 1-2-3. And yeah, Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, Sting pick up the victory in this trios match. And they talked about how that's pretty much, going to be Sting's last time in California as wrestling. Because don't forget, Sting will retire. Will have his last match at AEW Revolution next year and then retire. So I really wonder who they may have him put over at Revolution. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Because I think he'll eat the loss at Revolution. That's what I truly believe. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. Alright, let's go into this next match. Another title match. Here, let me get the graphic. What? Where it is? Here we go. Okay, next title match. Alright, we had the AEW International Championship on the line. As the champion, Orange Cassidy defends against Jon Moxley. Part 2. Because we saw this scenario before, and this was how Jon Moxley dethroned Orange Cassidy to become International Champion. So this is the run back. Just the run back. Of course, Hook was in the corner for Orange Cassidy. And pretty much these two definitely picked up from where they left off before. You know, this has pretty much become quite a rivalry. Jon Moxley, Orange Cassidy tore each other up. Of course, Moxley started bleeding pretty early, which isn't a surprise. But, oh my goodness, all that it took to put away this guy was ridiculous. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy ridiculous. But, was pretty funny seeing Mox mocking Orange Cassidy when he, hands in the pockets doing the, the little tap, the love tap kicks and stuff like that. It was really funny seeing that. But when it was all said and done, oh, and shout out to Hook, as Orange Cassidy did attempt the Red Rum submission on Moxley, but wasn't able to put him away. But instead, it took Orange Cassidy hitting 6 orange punches and a beach break before pinning Moxley for the 1-2-3 and retaining the AEW International Championship. So that was quite an interesting finish. But Orange Cassidy redeemed himself from when he lost to Mox in the first place. But he's redeemed himself. So good for Orange Cassidy. All right. Now things are about to get really, really sour for me. Really sour. But let's get this one over with. Next match. We have the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. As the champion, Hikaru Shida, in her 3rd title reign, defends against Timeless Toni Storm. Yeah. Pretty good match, but highly, highly disappointed in the outcome. Extremely disappointed in the outcome. As not only has Hikaru Shida been lowballed once, but now twice. Twice now, she's been put in the position of a transitional champion with short reigns. As it took a running hip attack with a tray in Toni Storm's pantyhose on the butt cheek area to Shida to put her away for the 1-2-3. Twice now that Shida has had short reigns ended. And now Toni Storm is a 3-time AEW Women's World Champion. Now, keep in mind The last 5 out of 6 reigns have been super short. The only other one that wasn't short at all was Jamie Hayter's reign. But yeah, the other 5 were all super short between Shida, Toni Storm, and Sohrei. And folks wonder why there's so much negative talk about the AEW's women's division. Stuff like this. Their main women's title hot potatoed like crazy. And now they're just padding on stats and reigns with this title. Oh, Shida's a 3-time champ. Oh, now Toni Storm's a 3-time champ. Like, it's really ridiculous. Really ridiculous. So that's 2 back-to-back short reigns for Hikaru Shida. And now, I mean, what are they going to do? Put the belt back on her and make her the first 4-time champ? No. Honestly, at this point, they might as well put her in the TBS championship picture. You know, become the first one to have won both. Something like that. But honestly, stuff like this is why people talk so badly about the AEW women's division. And it's really dumb that not once but twice now they've made Shida a transitional champion. So dumb. Really, really dumb. Anyway, let me move on. Okay. Let's go into our next match. Alright, next title match. We had the AEW World Tag Team Championships on the line. This at first was a regular Fatal 4-Way, but it had been upgraded to a ladder match. So this was actually a ladder match for the tag titles. We had the champs, Ricky Starks and Big Bill, defending against Rush and Dralistico of LFI. FTR, of course that's Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler. And the Kings of the Black Throne of House of Black, Brody King, and Malachi Black. I have to say, overall, this was a pretty entertaining match. Definitely a lot of carnage. Brody King got busted open pretty badly. But this was a pretty chaotic but entertaining match. And I have to say, the crazy Gonzo bomb spot that Brody King delivered to Dralistico, yikes. That was a sick spot. That was a very sick spot. But just, there was all sorts of carnage in this match. The spot with the bullhorns from Rush, that was a pretty sick spot. But, man, that Gonzo bomb spot on top of the ladder, woo-wee. Ooh, that was nasty. But when it was all said and done, Ricky Starks and Big Bill were able to retrieve the titles. Of course, Ricky Starks retrieved the titles. And Ricky Starks, Big Bill are still your AEW World Tag Team Champions. Not really a fan of the outcome, but overall the match was great. Just did not like the outcome. But it is what it is. Alright. Let's keep it rolling with our next match. Okay, we had the TBS Championship on the line in a triple threat. We had the champion, Chris Statlander, taking on Giulia Hart from House of Black and Sky Blue. Now this was Chris Statlander's 15th defense, this match right here. Definitely a solid match between all three of these ladies. Seemed like Giulia Hart and Sky Blue were going to team up for a little bit, but for the most part, this match was definitely solid. And you know what? It was really good to see these three specific ladies showcased in a match like this. You know, Sky Blue has really come a long way, and so has Giulia Hart in their AEW careers. So it was really good to see, you know, talent like that. And I know Chris Statlander has been on a roll since she won the title returning from injury. So I felt like this was the right three ladies for this match, just with all that they've been through and all that they've come to at this point. Had a great overall title match here, and we got ourselves a new TBS champion as Giulia Hart was able to pin Sky Blue, hitting her with a sliding lariat after Chris Statlander had Sky Blue pinned after hitting Saturday Night Fever. So quick movement, quick thinking from Giulia Hart to hit Statlander with the sliding lariat and then pin Sky Blue herself. 1, 2, 3. Giulia Hart of House of Black is your new TBS champion. So congratulations to her. This makes her the third TBS champion ever in AEW history. So congratulations to her. And you know what? I'm all for it. Chris Statlander, she had a good run. She had a lot of defenses. So 14 successful, and she lost on the 15th defense. Not bad. Not bad. So good stuff for her. But hey, Giulia Hart is now the champion. So, but yeah, that was really good. So that means that everybody in House of Black has won gold before. So that's pretty cool. Because remember, House of Black were former AEW World Trios champions. So yeah, kudos to Giulia Hart. Her time is now. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, next up, I truly believe this was the match of the entire card. Hands down, no questions about it. We had a Texas Death Match. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. Their second meeting. Now, not only was this match of the night, but this was definitely the most brutal match on this card for obvious reasons, but also the nastiest match. And of course, y'all already know what I'm talking about. Those that watch this match know exactly what I'm talking about. This fool Adam Page drank the blood of Swerve, dripping from his forehead. This nasty fool drank some of Swerve Strickland's dripping blood from his forehead after he had been busted open. Nastiest spot of the entire show. And just maybe, probably the nastiest spot that I've ever bear witness to in pro wrestling. Ugh. But aside from that pure 1,000,000% nasty spot, the match was excellent. Match was brutal. We saw barbed wire, we saw chairs, we saw barbed wire chairs, we saw tables, we saw a staple gun, cinder blocks. like broken glass. Like, this was crazy. This was a crazy, brutal match. Came with some shenanigans. Of course, Prince Nana interfered. Brian Cage interfered. And, of course, this match was pretty much Texas Death Match, where you had to, where it had last man standing rules to it as well. But, yeah, this match was very much brutal. But when it was all said and done, even through all of the carnage, Swerve Strickland was able to choke Hangman Adam Page with a big long chain to the point where he passed out. Could not beat the 10 count. And therefore, Swerve Strickland picks up the victory in this Texas Death Match. He is now 2-0 against Hangman Adam Page. I honestly thought Hangman was going to even this up. But I have to say that this Texas Death Match was definitely a lot more brutal and sick than the Texas Death Match between Mox and Hangman. For sure. Hands down. But yeah, Swerve is 2-0 against Hangman. Was kind of surprised. I thought Hangman was going to pull this one off, but yeah, that was pretty sick. But congratulations to Swerve. Swerve stands tall as the winner. Okay. Let's get ready for the next match. Here we go. Alrighty. We had a special tag team match. We had the Golden Jets of Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho taking on Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. Now, of course, there's a special stipulation with this match. If the Golden Jets win, then they take the Young Bucks title opportunity that they can use at any time. But if the Young Bucks win, then the Golden Jets have to immediately disband. Now, things started off friendly between both these teams, but then it started to get pretty chaotic. Now, of course, both teams looked really solid in this match, back and forth. I mean, they really were bringing it. And like I said, it started off friendly, and then it just got chaotic. Definitely chaotic. There was even a glimpse of a possibility of Omega turning on Jericho, which he didn't do. And the Young Bucks used low blows. But then again, so did Jericho. And, yeah. It was quite an interesting ending. But Kenny Omega puts away Matt Jackson with the one-winged angel. And kudos to Matt Jackson using the same move on Omega as well. Thought that was pretty cool to see. They traded that finisher. But Omega's one-winged angel was able to put away Matt Jackson for the 1-2-3. And the Golden Jets, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, have taken the Young Bucks title shot. So that pretty much pissed off the Young Bucks, which I think is safe to say the Young Bucks are probably heels now. They threw all sorts of temper tantrums. Well, mainly Nick Jackson threw a temper tantrum. Matt was still kind of in the ring, dazed after the match. But, yeah, they are heated. They are pissed. But the Golden Jets, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, are your winners and now have that open tag title opportunity that they can use at any time. When will they use it? Don't know. But overall, good match showcasing both of these teams. And then we had the main event of AEW Full Gear 2023. So, this was what it was supposed to be at first. MJF versus Jay White for the AEW World Championship. Okay? And then, the funny thing is, where is it at? It then went to this. As Adam Cole was going to defend the title in place of MJF against Switchblade Jay White. But then, after Adam Cole showed up, and just before the match started, MJF comes down, stolen the ambulance that he was taken away in, gets out of it, hobbles to the ring, and this goes back to what this was originally supposed to be in the first place. MJF versus Jay White, Switchblade Jay White, for the AEW World Championship. And you know what the really funny thing is? I could have sworn that the Guns injured MJF's ankle, but yet the bandage wrap was around his leg, his thigh, his calf area. Or not calf, but like his thigh, for the most part. But honestly, this match was super duper overbooked like crazy. Just way overbooked. And to be honest with y'all, I feel really bad for Switchblade Jay White. Because when you think about it, he wouldn't have looked good regardless of whether he won this match or lost this match. Because if he would have won this match, I mean, there were a lot of shenanigans. And if he would have lost this match, he would have quote-unquote lost to an injured champion. And the sad thing about it is, remember, he came into this match 13-0 since he debuted in AEW. Hadn't lost, with a combination of singles matches and tag matches. So, honestly, the outcome would not have looked good for Jay White, whether this was a win or a loss. And I don't think that great of a job was done with MJF playing this injury. I'm sorry, him just all of a sudden running up to do a jumping over the rope cutter to the floor. Yeah, injury my butt. Not only that, doing an elbow drop from the top turnbuckle onto Jay White onto the outside. Yeah. And they're supposed to be playing up that thigh injury. Yeah, no. That was not believable at all. That was not believable at all. The Guns did eventually get ejected. Adam Cole was still there ringside, crutches and all. And just so much happened. I mean, so much shenanigans. The Guns tried to interfere. There was a chance that Adam Cole may throw in the towel while MJF was trapped in the figure 4 leg lock. We saw the use of the Dynamite Diamond ring. We saw the use of the ROH Tag Team belt, which, it seemed like was an accident with Adam Cole giving the belt to Switchblade, but MJF was able to kick out after that belt shot. And just so many shenanigans, so many crazy shenanigans took place with this match, and it got super overbooked. But when it was all said and done, MJF was able to get control of the Dynamite Diamond ring, knock out Switchblade Jay White, and then pin him for the 1, 2, 3. And that is how MJF was able to not only retain the AEW World Championship, but has become the longest reigning AEW World Champion. And Adam Cole was there for him. I know I figured some folks were thinking that probably something crazy was going to happen. I know I did, but honestly, I thought the main event was trash. The build-up was great up to this show, but the main event was trash. They overbooked the mess out of this. So, but yeah, overall, Full Gear was all right. It was all right, but there were just certain things that happened that just rubbed me the wrong way with this show. But had 2 title changes. So, I mean, there's that. Had 2 title changes. Giulia Hart, your new TBS champion. And Toni Storm, now your 3-time AEW Women's Champion. So, yeah. That's all I really got. But we'll see what happens with this Continental Classic once it starts. Which is pretty much going to be like a mini G1 climax, I guess. But, and of course, the big signing news is that Will Ospreay, the Billy Goat, the aerial assassin, has indeed signed with All Elite Wrestling and has become All Elite. Now, he's going to finish up his commitments with New Japan Pro Wrestling. He did specify that. But he will transition to AEW roster as All Elite, as part of the roster. So, congratulations to Will Ospreay. I know a lot of people are excited. I know I am. And I noticed that a lot of the E-drones are pretty disappointed that he didn't sign with WWE. To all those that have a huge problem with him signing with AEW and not WWE, I got 2 words for you. Grow up. Anyway, congratulations to Will Ospreay. And yeah, can't wait to see what 2024 brings for Will Ospreay in AEW. So, good job, Tony Khan. And it's interesting because just recently, that's Dralistico, that's Kota Ibushi, and now Will Ospreay. So, dang, those are some good signings for him. But that'll do it for this video. Don't forget to check out the link to Game Beauty, and let me know what y'all thought about both of these shows. What did y'all think about Stardom Gold Rush 2023 and also AEW Full Gear 2023? Were your predictions correct? What'd you think of the matches? How do you feel about Will Ospreay becoming All Elite? How do you feel about Eddie Kingston defending both of his titles every match in this Continental Classic coming up? How do you feel that there's going to be a Continental Championship crowned at World's End to conclude this tournament? Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video for another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed rest of this weekend, and I will see y'all in the next video. Laters. Peace.